Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the dollars and cents of virtual party success. Please take your seats and give a round of applause for exclusive Black status presenter Kara Lewis Newton.
Hey, unique convention goers, welcome to the 2016 St. Louis Convention. I'm Kara Lewis Newton, I'm an exclusive Black status presenter, and you are in the Dollars and Cents of Virtual Parties class. So I have to tell you something. We had to make a few changes, some minor adjustments, and I'm actually not gonna be here live. This class is gonna be taught via video. I hope we're good with that. And we also had to move some other teachers around and some trainings in some rooms. And so I actually am not even going to be teaching on virtual parties. I thought maybe I'd just do a class on cooking. I love to cook and I'm going to kind of relate that to our business. Are we good with that? Are you okay? Are you okay with that? Okay, that was not real. You are in the right class. This is the class on virtual parties. But let's stay here for just a second. I want to touch on those emotions that you were feeling when you first watched that video. You came into this room expecting one thing, hoping to hear about a specific topic, and I completely hijacked that from you. You came in here ready to experience something, and that experience was taken away. And so during this training, we are going to be talking about how meeting our viewers' expectations is going to help you in your business, especially in the area of virtual parties. So like I said, I am Kara Lewis Newton, and I am an exclusive Black status presenter with Unique, but more importantly, I am the mom to 3 amazing kids, Silas, Lila, and Jack. You've probably seen them running in and out of my videos here and there a few times, especially the little one. And I've been married to Luke now for 15 years this summer, and that is definitely by far my greatest accomplishment in life. I am also the leader to Team Flourish. Now, I know I'm a little biased, but I really believe that I have some of the best in the business. We fiercely love and support one another. This is the first time that I've been part of something that is completely women, and I'm actually liking it. Aside from Luke and the kids, these women, they are my why. I joined Unique about 2 years ago this past summer. And one of the things that I have learned in this business that is a little awkward and uncomfortable for me is that we like to talk numbers. We like to share numbers. It motivates us. It helps us know where we're at in our business. But that can sometimes feel a little awkward. And to me, it kind of felt boastful. But what I have learned is that it actually gives credibility. It shows people that you know what you're talking about, that you have the stuff, you have what it takes to be talking about the subject at hand. So if I was talking about sponsoring, and I'd only sponsored 2 people in the last year, I might not be the person you want to listen to on that topic. So, before I get into numbers, we need to make a deal because I know women. And while some of us may be motivated by numbers, we often hear someone else's successes and start comparing ourselves to them. Not feeling like we measure up, not feeling like we're doing enough. And I'm here to tell you that I am just like you. I forget things. My house is a mess sometimes. I have piles of laundry. My kids don't obey every day. I'm not a great wife every day. I have no business background. My degree is in social work of all things. I am like you. I'm just your regular, average mom, wife, female, trying to make some extra money. So as I share today, and as I share with you some of my successes and some of the things that have worked for me, I want you to remember, this is our deal, that you will look on and say, she is like me, I am like her, I can do this. Okay, so here we go. When I joined Unique about 2 years ago, my kids were younger. They were not all in school, and I was working. I was trying to do an at-home business at home, actually painting furniture. My husband has always had a very demanding job, and we have always been a dual income home. We haven't had the luxury yet of being a single income yet. And so we were working very hard. Our schedules were insane, crazy. The money was not coming in like we needed it to. We weren't cutting it. My job, we were just scraping by with. And so I knew, because of our schedules, because of the age of our children, that I had to make the at-home business work. I love home parties. I love the idea of it. One-on-ones are fabulous. But with my schedule and the reality of my life, that did not work. I had one option. I had to make the online platform work for me. And so that is what I did. In the last 2 years, I have averaged $8,300 in sales per month. So that brings me to a total in 2 years of $216,000 in sales. And I have never once used a Facebook ad or a Google ad to buy my sales. It has all been done through online parties and my personal Facebook wall. I've personally sponsored 260 women, averaging about 10 per month. And in 2 years, I have run 723 online parties. That averages to starting a new virtual party almost every day since I joined this company. That's hard for me to even say because I know how much work went into that every single day. But I'm here to show you that you can do it too. I think there's another thing that's worth noting that my numbers can tell us. When I first joined Unique, the first 6 months with Unique, my average in sales was around $6,000 per month. Not bad. I would take that on my team, right? In the last 6 months, after hitting Black Status, during back orders, during a season in time where people kept telling me online parties are dead, my average has been right around $10,000 per month. Ladies, online parties are not dead, and my numbers show us that. Because I think there is this perception that it was somehow easier when some of us joined, that we got in early, and that online parties were just a lot easier to nail down back then. Or that it's just impossible to get those kind of sales or to run online parties during back orders. And then I love this one, that once you hit Black Status, you don't have to do online parties anymore. $10,000 a month and $3,000 more than the average of when I first joined shows you that that's not true. So listen to me. Online parties are not dead. You can generate sales and grow your network exponentially through them. But it starts with the way that you view your online party. You can't really view it as a party. In fact, I would love it if we could get rid of that word altogether. I don't like the word party, and I don't use it in my business. We have to start viewing it as an experience, something that we offer, something that we give the people that are watching us. It's no longer something that they just attend or participated in, but it's something that they actually experience and get from us. What kind of an experience are you giving your viewers? So let's go back to that original video that I showed before I came out. You were bothered by it because you had an expectation. You expected one thing and I gave you another. It's the same with social media. People get on Facebook with expectations, and I think they get on Facebook with 3. People enter social media with the expectation to connect with friends and family, to build relationship, to gain information or to learn a new skill or learn something, and then finally to be entertained. We have to first meet these needs before we can ever expect to sell a product or to get someone to join our business. People do not get on Facebook to buy, to be sold to, and to join companies. It's not why you get on Facebook, and it's not why the average person enters social media. When we approach our business pages, our Facebook walls, our virtual parties, our Instagram accounts with that philosophy, we will frustrate, we will annoy, and we will ultimately isolate ourselves from the people that are watching us. You see, what the viewer is actually looking for in those expectations is they want to add value to their life. They don't necessarily know that, but that's why they're getting on Facebook. They want to add value to their day. They want to connect with someone. They want to connect with a person. They want to learn something, whether it's a recipe or a new hairstyle or a makeup trick. They want to learn something, or they want to be entertained. They want to laugh. They want to find joy. They want to find happiness in their day. That's what they're expecting when they get on Facebook. And so everything that we post, everything that we do through the venue of social media has to at least meet one of these needs in order to not isolate yourself from your viewers. So you're here to talk about parties, right? Yeah. Let's talk about parties. So I mentioned earlier, we have to start seeing them as more than a party. It's more than a party, because when you hear the word party, for me, the introvert that I am, believe it or not, I think I have to socialize, I have to talk, I have to interact, I have to prepare, I have to do this, I have to do that. I hate it. It stresses me out. And I certainly don't want to do that when I'm mindlessly scrolling through Facebook. So we have to stop approaching our virtual parties as parties. That's not what they are. We have to start viewing them as an experience that we're offering our viewers, as something that we are giving them. We want it to be something that they can be entertained by, that they can be informed by, and that ultimately the goal is to connect relationally with you. That's how we have to start viewing our parties, not as a source for sales. So the first thing you have to do is look at your party framework, okay? What is your party framework gonna look like? So I told you I'm not using the word party anymore. I've actually chosen to use the word class. I am offering makeup classes. As their friends watch and become informed and entertained by the class, they purchase products and the hostess earns free makeup. That's my framework. How are you presenting your party? How are you marketing it to your viewers? What is your framework? Mine is Lipstick University. That's mine. You can't take that because that belongs to me. So you have to come up with one that works for you. I know all of you. You will go out there and you will make all your little lipstick universities, and that's mine. You have to do one that is true to you. I told everyone, I spoke at convention originally 2 years ago, and one of the main points of that class was your number one product, it's not the mascara, it's not the foundation. To me, it's not even the opportunity. Your number one product is the experience that you offer your viewer. And so Lipstick University is part of my experience under Cara Lewis Newton. I am the brand. Cara Lewis Newton, and I offer classes in Lipstick University. I also have an exclusive group called Cara's Beauty Base for my customers. And then there's Team Flourish. All of these under the brand of Cara Lewis Newton. So when I came up with Lipstick University, I started to market it. Even before it was created, I let my viewers know something's coming, be ready for it. And I created a little intro video to help people understand, to get them out of the mindset of parties, because people are so trained from direct sales to think parties. I created this video and I blasted this sucker all over social media. Hi, I'm Cara Lewis Newton, owner of Cara's Beauty Base and creator of Lipstick University. So what is Lipstick University? Well, very simply put, it's a 10-day online free makeup course directed by me. So how do we start it? Well, one, we need to become friends on Facebook, right? Why aren't we friends anyway? Two, I create a group just for you. Then you add your best girlfriends, best makeup-loving girlfriends to the group, and over the next 10 days, I'm gonna teach you my best tips and tricks for makeup application. So what's the goal of this class? Well, one is to help you grow in confidence, not just in makeup skills, but in self-confidence. I believe a beautiful woman, she's a confident woman. So if we can help you feel more beautiful, I can help you be more confident. Two, I want you to get excited about purchasing things for yourself. We as women, we need to do that every once in a while. And I think this class will do that. And as your friends get excited over the products and the different looks that I'm gonna show, you're gonna earn points to purchase free makeup on my site. Yep, totally free. So, who wants to start a class in Lipstick University with me? Message me, contact me, and we can get yours set up today. It's not annoying, it's not salesy, there's even a little bit of an entertainment value to it. That does not scream party. That says, I'm offering you something. That is a big difference than asking for a favor for someone to do a party for you. Instead, I am offering you this awesome experience. And people that would have normally said no to a party will say yes to this, because it doesn't scream sales, it doesn't scream annoying, it meets their expectations for social media. So start with a framework and market that. This was simple, 30, 45-second video. I got my audience prepared weeks before, letting them know something was coming. My excitement breeded excitement among my viewers, and they were ready and waiting for what I was about to create. So once I have someone agree to host one of my classes, because in that video you'll notice I didn't mention unique, because the brand is me. The brand is not unique. I want them loyal to me, not necessarily unique, right? Eventually they become loyal to the company of unique, but first they connect with me. And so I don't mention unique because that immediately says sales to them, right? What I focus on is what they're going to be getting in that experience. And so when I get a hostess, I set up an event or a group. I don't really care which one you use, whatever one you're most comfortable with. I've always used groups. That has worked well for me, and so I continue to use groups. Once you've set it up for her and you get that group set up, the very first post, this is really important, the very first post is a welcome video. The reason you want it to be a video, and it needs to be directly uploaded to Facebook, no YouTube links, you want it to automatically play in the news feeds of the people that are in that group. When they click the play button, they enter the group and it says to Facebook, oh, she wants to see the things that are going to be posted in that group when she hits that play button. If you post a picture instead of a video as the first post, they don't have to interact with that picture. They can see it in their news feed, be interested, but never interact. And what that says to Facebook is, she's not interested in this group, I will not show her what's in it, okay? So the very first thing is a welcome video. There are a couple things that you need to know about your welcome video, and I'll show you what mine is. Welcome to Lipstick University. I'm Kara Lewis-Newton, and I'm going to be your teacher this week. Your friend has invited you to this class because she loves makeup, and she thinks you do too. We're going to spend the next week learning all things makeup. No pens and papers needed, just some lipstick and some brushes. I can make you 3 promises for what you're going to experience this week. 1, I'm not going to annoy you because I don't like to be annoyed. 2, I promise to teach you some things about makeup application. And 3, and most importantly, I want you to gain confidence. And I believe that through some of these techniques and some of these tools, you're gonna feel more beautiful, which will make you feel more confident. So sit back, relax. We are gonna go to class together. 1, it's short. When people are in the Target checkout lane, they cannot watch an 8-minute video about your why you joined Unique, who you are, what your kids' names are, nor do they really care because they don't know who you are. It needs to be short and to the point. It's also a video of me. It's important that you do your own videos. You need them to connect with you first. Finally, I let them know what to expect because immediately they think possibly direct sales, annoying. I want them to know I'm aware of that. That's not what this is. I also want them to know that I'm going to be teaching them something. So I'm going to meet one of those expectations of social media, that I will learn something. So I'm going to let them know that. And finally, I want them to know what every woman in the world struggles with at one time or another is self-confidence. We're going to be boosting that. So you want to stick around and watch it. And so what I am banking on in these virtual experiences that I'm giving is that they will watch that video, they will be so intrigued by that video that they will stick around and want to see more. So does that mean that I add a lot of people to my groups? Sure does. And you can go back and forth on whether or not that is the right method, but I can tell you this. I have customers and presenters that had they been asked to be added to this would have said no. But after they watch the video, they're intrigued and interested and want to learn more. I am confident in my product. I also want you to notice that I require nothing from them. I don't ask them to comment. I don't ask them to like. I don't ask them to tell me how they know the hostess or play a silly game. This is not about them interacting with me and me getting something from them. This is all about me offering something for them free, a free experience that they will gain something from. I ask nothing. That's not why they are there. So then over the course of the next 10 days, I will post informative, relational, entertaining, short videos about makeup skills, makeup applications, and different looks. I'll start with the welcome video. We move on to skincare and face products, to eye makeup, the mascara, some body products, lips. I talk about the opportunity. I talk about asking for more hostesses. And of course, I thank them for being there. They are short and they are relatable. They are not perfect. And this is where so many people get hung up. Real women don't want to see perfection. Real women want to see real women. And so it's okay not to be perfect. What's not okay is to not feel proud of what you're doing and to not spend time on what you're doing. But it does not have to be perfect. You also want to make sure that you don't just share about the product. You want to share what the product does. You want to share how you apply a particular palette. You want to share what rose water actually is, not that we have it. So does that mean, potentially, they could watch my videos, walk themselves down to the nearest drugstore, pick out some similar products, and create a look that I've just taught them to do? They absolutely could. But what I bank on in my parties is that they will connect with me through these videos, and that connection will create trust and confidence to purchase from me. And it's worked well so far. So I want to give you an example of a video that's in my party right now about how you share what a product does, not just what the product is.
It's our first lesson, and this is about as real as it gets, right? Okay, so the beginning of every class, you have to get through some stuff to get to the really good stuff, right? And that's how I kind of felt about this, my skin. You have to prepare your skin if you want really good makeup. So that's what we're just gonna get through it together, okay? First, puffy bags under your eyes. Gotta deal with it, right? I just put a little drop. This is Uplift Eye Serum, and you just rub it. I do it twice a day, morning and night. It moisturizes under my eyes, plus it just depuffs them. Toner, had no idea what this was, not a clue. Rose water. Toner, you spray all over your face, it moisturizes, but more importantly, it tightens your skin. I got your attention, didn't I? Because it minimizes the looks of pores and tightens fine lines and wrinkles. Toner is awesome, plus it feels really good. Lastly, and most importantly, you have to moisturize. So this is our Divine Moisturizer. This is a big mistake that I made for a long time. I wasn't properly moisturizing, and I was noticing a lot of fine lines, especially around my eyes, that were not due so much to aging, some of it was, but more to dehydration and lack of moisture. When you start a regular moisture routine, you're going to see the fine lines and wrinkles dissipate. Good stuff, right? Okay, last is our glorious primer, but this baby deserves a video all to itself, so stay tuned.
Okay, so I'm absolutely using our products, but they're learning something about the importance of the actual product. It's not just we have Divine Moisturizer, it's why moisturizer is important. And I'm gaining a relationship with them to the point where they're gonna say, I need moisturizer, I trust her, I've connected with her, I'm gonna buy the moisturizer she's talking about. After you've figured out your framework and what you're doing and what products you want to use, it's really, really important that you come up with a script for your online experience. You have to be organized. One of the things that I tell Team Flourish all the time is an organized party is a qualified party. People know when you have spent time on something, and they know when you haven't. And so if you're laying on your couch at night and you're running an online party and you're scrolling through your phone and you're not really sure what you're going to post next, and you're like, oh, that's a cute selfie, I'll slap that up there. You cannot expect the woman on the other end of that screen in her PJs to get off of her couch to go get her credit card to make a purchase. It ain't going to happen, and quite frankly, it shouldn't happen because you haven't put the time in. People know. They know, and they know when it's something valuable. They know when it's something good. Not perfect, again, remember that. Just because something is valuable and good does not mean that it is perfection. You will see a lot of imperfection in my pictures and videos, but you will find valuable content in it. Now, will this take time? Yes, of course it's going to take time. Anything that's worth doing anything is going to take time. And it takes time to write a script. But what I can tell you is this, that once you have a script, you've got an invaluable tool. And you can, every 6 months, kind of tweak that script based on the new products that are coming out. But once you have it, you have it. And it's yours to use for every online experience that you book from there on after. So be organized. The next thing that's really important is quality. It has to be high quality. That means understanding lighting. That does not mean expensive equipment. Okay? I have an iPhone and a window. That's it. You don't need more than that. If you want to add a selfie stick to it, great. I don't even use that because I have a perfectly good arm to take pictures with. You can get on YouTube and search how to take a good selfie. Pictures, while when I first joined Unique, I would have said videos are absolutely the clincher to your parties, and I agree with that. And I've built a business on videos. But pictures really can kill a party experience. They really can. You want to be proud of what you're doing. It's kind of hard to be proud of something when it's a picture of a product. Now, our corporate offices make amazing graphics. You know what I use them for? My team. Because I want the viewer connecting with me. And so the pictures have to be me wearing the products. They can get on our website and see all of those gorgeous pictures, but they don't belong in my online experience. So here's, okay. See, not perfect, can't even, okay, no. We're there. How many times can you see Kara's face? When you look at these pictures, here's a couple of things you should notice. They're clear, good lighting, they're interesting. They're not all the same picture over and over and over again, okay? One of the things that you have to understand is that pictures evoke emotions in people. If you have a great, fabulous look, facial expression, hairstyle, that's wonderful. And that first time, it evokes a great emotion. But once you've seen it 5, 6, 7 times in a party, you're bored. You're very bored, okay? So you'll see, I have different facial expressions. I have different hairstyles. I have different background, different clothing. I'm not afraid to be excited. That evokes emotion. Even my thank you posts are a picture of me. It's not a graphic. You won't see one picture in my online experience that is not of me. And I get this question all the time. Don't you feel a little self-conscious about that? Like, won't they get sick of you? I want them connecting with me. That's the point. And so you can see, again, all different, all different. The mascara picture evokes a different emotion in you than the picture of me sitting by the pool. It keeps it interesting, and it keeps it from being boring, and it keeps them wanting more. Okay. Let's talk about, so we've talked about the actual party experience, right? That what you're posting, how you're posting, getting organized, all of that, how you're marketing it. But I want to talk a little bit about the intent behind your party. And we've touched on this some, but we're informing them and we're entertaining them through this experience. But ultimately, what is our goal? Our goal is to connect with them, right? So how do you do that? You have a screen in front of you. It's very hard. That is a hard gap to jump to try and connect with someone that you've never met before and has never met you. Here's one of my favorite quotes, and I have no idea who said it. I tried searching for it. I would like to take credit for it, and occasionally I do, because I say it so much. But I just love this. People admire you for your strengths, but they connect with you through your weakness. Let's use this class as an example. So when we first started this class, I shared my numbers with you. And I would think that in a room full of presenters, you admired that. You thought, you've done a really good job. That's impressive. You have a lot of strengths. That's what I think when I hear people's numbers and things that they've done well and the successes in their life. That is not what connects you to Kara. That is not what says, I like you, I think we could be friends, I trust you. That's not what connects you to me. But if I stand up here and I say to you, before I step out on a stage, always wonder if I'm going to be enough. There are many days that I look at the team that I lead and I think they really could use someone with more experience. I look at my kids on a regular basis and think I could do a better job. And I struggle with mom guilt regularly. Even today, standing here, I wonder if I made the right decision in leaving them. I look at my husband and think he really deserves to be treated better than what I'm treating him right now. I look in the mirror and I, on a lot of days, think I don't like what I see and I wish I looked more like her. And so see what happens? All of a sudden you're like, okay, Karen, now we're talking. That sounds a lot like me. And I've thought those things sometimes. And now we're connecting. And this is the awesome exchange that happens. You connect with me in my weakness and you say, yeah, I understand. I feel that. That's me. And you've accomplished that. Now all of a sudden she believes she can too. And you've just bridged that gap. That's true when you're running your team pages. That's true just on social media in general. And that's true in your parties. It doesn't always have to be serious. It doesn't always have to be super, super vulnerable. In this middle picture right here, you'll see after I shared in my parties that after my third child, I suffered from horrible hormonal acne, and I have scars from it. And during that time, my self-esteem plummeted. And you know what? You know how many women I have spoken to in those parties who see that picture, and they're like, yes, I'm struggling with that right now. Did it really help your acne? Like, did it really go from that? You can look like that. I look like that. And if you look like that, maybe I can too. You see that? You see how they're able to connect with me in my weakness and then believe that they can have the strength as well. And I'm going to keep dropping these batteries just so that you can connect with me in my weakness. And someday you're going to be on this stage too, because you're like, well, Cara Lewis Newton was pulling up her pants and dropping batteries on stage. Some other examples. That picture, I did a post about how my computer crashed. Now, there is still debate over whose fault it was, mine or Luke's. It's somebody's fault. And I lost everything. And I did a post about that. And you know what happened? Women that had been watching me do this business thinking I could never be as technologically, I can't even say the word, technologically savvy as her, look at that and say, okay, if she screws up like that and she's able to pull off this kind of a business, connecting with me in my weakness, maybe I can too. Women who can't do their makeup. I had a really hard time posting that bottom picture because I didn't have a clue about makeup application. And I honestly, between you and I, standing here today, I don't even show my wedding pictures because I disliked my makeup so much. I didn't have the money to pay for someone to do my makeup, so I had to do it on my own. I didn't have a clue. And then I post this before and after, 15 years apart. And a girl that didn't have a clue on her wedding day how to do her makeup all of a sudden has learned how to do it and can run a successful business. And so those women that say, I don't know how to do makeup, guess what? Look at that. I didn't either. Connecting with me in my weakness, believing that they can do it too. And then just quirky. Like, I am quirky. I know that. And I know that some people think that they're just too quirky to be in front of people. So I like to show my quirky side every once in a while so that they know, no, you don't have to have the perfect personality. You don't have to be everyone's cup of tea. You can be your quirky self and still be successful in this business. Oh. And then it's important that you show your imperfections. So I have this one video that I show in some of my parties just to let them know you don't have to be perfect.
Love it. It's my favorite trick. You're going to love it too. So go get your lashes. Also, just want to show you the pigments I have on today. This is my number one asked question when I wear these pigments. What are you wearing? So it's gorgeous, sassy, confident, and innocent. And whenever I wear these pigments, people stop and ask me what's on my eyes. So you probably want to get them. You can get 4 of them for a deal in our oh my gosh. In our sets section. I'm going to go now.
You don't have to be perfect. Connecting with me in my weakness. Admiring me for my strengths. I think one of the most important parts, and this kind of goes along with this, in doing an online business is being okay with the fact that when people connect with you, you most often aren't even going to know it. And I have learned that more than anyone. I mean, look at this room. The people that connect with me, and I don't even know what's happening because they don't comment, they don't like, they don't message, and you think you're not interesting to anyone. And see, that's social media for you. You have to trust the process and trust that they're connecting with you even when it feels like they're not, because they are. So one of the ways that I use my online experience, my online parties, to expand my network is to make sure that I make some friends in those parties. And they're not always going to comment or like. But there's this fabulous little feature on those videos that says seen by. And when I see that people have been watching for a little while, I click that little seen by, and I make friends with all of those people. It feels a little awkward to me because I haven't connected with them, but they've been watching these videos of mine for the last 4 days. They know who I am when they get the friend request, and more often than not, they accept it. They may not purchase in that party, but now they're going to start seeing my live videos on my wall and my posts on my wall, and they're going to be in my customer group, and they're going to see my customer series that I run, and they're going to connect with me. And 3 months from now, they may buy $300 worth of makeup, or they may even join my team. And so the party is about expanding that network by connecting with people. I also try to make connections as best I can when they purchase from me. So I make sure that I thank them in the actual party group. I go and message them personally, and I send them a video that I have created that is a thank you video. I want them to hear from my mouth how thankful I am for what they have done in supporting me personally. That creates connection with them. Okay, so now that we've discussed the party, let's talk about, why do we even focus on parties? It's kind of like it was originally a focus, and then it wasn't a focus, and we're kind of back to it being a focus again. But why can't we just stick to our Facebook walls, home parties, and one-on-ones? I'm a firm believer that you can do that, but you're not going to see the exponential growth and the high PRS without the online platform, because the online party platform is what will get you serious presenters, loyal customers, and a network that keeps expanding. You can't get that just from your Facebook wall and just from doing home parties. So you have to make the decision. Do you want exponential growth in your business? Then you're doing online parties. The other thing that is so important about the online party, it's duplicatable. And we hear this a lot in our business. We have to have duplicatable methods. Once you have a script, that script is an awesome tool to be able to give a new presenter and be able to say, this is how you do it. This is what you do. This is how you use the products. This is how you get sales. That's incredible. That is a confidence booster. Sponsoring is fabulous. You have to sponsor to be successful in this business. But I am a firm believer in this. You can sponsor 100 women, and if they don't know how to sell, what good is it? What good is it? But if you can teach a brand new presenter how to sell, do you remember when you got your very first email that said, congratulations, you got an order? That is an incredible confidence booster. Imagine getting 10 of those in the first week that you've joined. That's huge. That will not only give her the confidence to continue to do what she's doing, but it will give her the confidence to share this opportunity with others. Because she's actually doing what she joined to do. And let's be real, it's to make money. And that's not a bad reason to join. They're joining to make money, and we are obligated to teach them how to do it. So about half of my PRS right now comes from online parties. So where does the other half come from? The other half comes from my customer group and my Facebook wall. Remember how I told you how they connect? The other half of my PRS comes from people that I met in online parties. At one point in time, I think my highest personal party in my customer group was right around $4,500. 98% of those orders were from people that I have never met face to face. It's not my mama buying the makeup. It's not my friends, and it never has been. It is from people that I have never met that have connected with me through the online party platform. You have to view your party as not just a way to get sales. Does it get me sales? Absolutely. It's fabulous. I love that 30% paycheck. But more importantly, it's that way that it expands my network, which leads me to my next point. You have to keep your hostess leads going. You have to keep hostesses being willing to host these for you, right? So how do we keep them interested in hosting parties? It all goes back to creating an experience that has value. Quality content, quality pictures, quality videos that are innovative, creative, and meet their expectations. I can tell you this, you will not need tips for getting online parties. Now, does that mean that I never ask for online parties anymore? Absolutely not. I'm always asking for online parties. I'm currently running 20 online parties today. You have to ask for the online party. But I will tell you this, I am not dependent upon it. I am not dependent upon it. People are asking me to do it. Why? Because they had an experience that they thought was so valuable, they wanted to share it with somebody else. That is the key. That is how you keep the hostesses continuing. So I wanted to share with you what a recent hostess wrote in her online party as her welcome to her friends about the experience. She said, "Hi ladies, I'm not typically one to have parties or even get excited to attend them. But recently, I was added to one that was created by Cara Lewis Newton, and I was amazed. This woman is legit, the kind of gal who's inspirational. She is confident, absolutely knows her products, gives fabulous tips and demos, and takes all the work out of it for the hostess. I watched one of her videos, and I not only felt better equipped for beautiful makeup application, but I was also eager to watch more, simply in hopes that her confidence may somehow rub off onto me through the smartphone screen. I think they call her the queen of Facebook parties, ? I hope you all at least enjoy checking out the products and maybe even catching a video or two. Now, I don't share that with you to brag. Remember the deal we made? I'm just like you. I share that with you to show you what giving an experience that at its value will get you. It will get you those hostesses that would have never otherwise even thought about having an online party. And you think her friends don't know that? They absolutely know that, and they're going to take notice, and they're going to watch the videos, and they're going to connect with you and enjoy the same experience and want to share it with their friends, and the train just keeps going. And that is how I have started a new online virtual party every day since I started this business. So what does this mean for you? You got to look within yourself, and you got to figure out what is the value that you're going to offer be. For me, and I think for so many of us, we want women to see their beauty for what it really is. We want them to feel more confident, and we feel passionate about the fact that when a woman feels beautiful, she feels more confident. That's the value I want to bring to her life. Here's one of the videos that's in my class.
In all of my classes, I always like to take just a minute to explain why I do what I do. Obviously, this is my job, and I started out doing this to make money, which I have done. But the longer I have been in this business, the longer that I have become more skilled at applying makeup, the more passionate I have become about bringing confidence to women. Now, do I think that women need makeup to be beautiful? Absolutely not. You are beautiful with and without makeup. However, I do think that when a woman feels beautiful, she's more confident. And I think a confident woman is a beautiful woman. So do I think you need these products to be beautiful? No. But I do think these products will help you feel more beautiful. And that is my passion. That is my hope. And that is what I hope you take away from this week together, is just some more tools in your toolbox to help you feel more beautiful, which will make you be more confident.
The online party experience gives me the platform to do that. Get passionate about the value that you can add to people's lives. So it all goes back to that deal again. You have to believe that you can do it. You can't keep saying, well, online parties aren't for me, or it's just not my thing, or I'm just better with home parties. You want to know what has truly made me successful? I haven't stopped for 1 second to believe that this can't happen for me. And I won't stop believing that. I haven't let roadblocks keep me from figuring it out, even when everyone told me online parties are dead. Start believing that you have value to add to people's lives. It starts with being proud of who you are and proud of what you can do. Be the kind of woman that looks around at the other leaders here and says, if she can do it, so can I. Thank you.